All right, my friends, I am back. Boys and girls and grown-ups, it is time for our Read Aloud. This is my favorite video to make every day. The governor of Rhode Island, she's kind of like, you know how Donald Trump is the president of our country? The governor is kind of like the president of our state. She decides a lot of the stuff that happens. Anyway, that's who she is. She has challenged us in the month of April to read, and read. She's calling it the April Reading Challenge. We talked about it a little bit yesterday where we read the Dr. Seuss book, I Can Read with My Eyes Shut. And you wrote about who your favorite person to read with is and drew me a picture of it. I got some beautiful work back. Some friends, I haven't seen your work yet. When you do your work, please send me a picture so I know you did it. Thank you. Today's book is a favorite of ours in our house. Again, Franklin's Reading Club. Before I start reading, a little story. When I was your age, boys and girls, young, early grade levels at elementary, I used to watch Franklin the Turtle on TV. He used to be on PBS Kids. I don't know if he's on TV or not anymore. I watch PBS with Christopher, and I don't see Franklin. I still see Arthur. That's the same show when I was a kid. But I used to love Franklin when I was little. This book is called Franklin's Reading Club. Franklin can tie his shoes, he can count by twos, and Franklin can read all by himself. Most of all, Franklin likes to read the Dinaroo books. He has every Dinaroo book ever written. One day, Beaver said, "Guess what? There's a new Dinaroo book." "What's it called?" asked Franklin. "Dinaroo and the Monster," said Beaver. "Ooh," said everyone. "It will be in the stores tomorrow," said Beaver. Everyone agreed to meet at Mr. Heron's bookstore. "Let's go first thing in the morning," said Franklin, "and let's wear our Dinaroo capes." Wow. It's so cool that Franklin has a favorite book, but it's even cooler that his friends also like it. They can share it together, their love of books. I love that. I love that. But first thing in the morning was too late. "I'm all sold out of Dinaroo and the Monster," said Mr. Heron. "But we really wanted that book," said Franklin. "So did everyone else," said Mr. Heron. "Oh no, what happened when they got to the bookstore?" Everyone already bought all the books. Mr. Heron doesn't have any more for them to buy. What are they going to do to solve their problem? Oh, look, they're sitting outside this bookstore looking really sad. Just then, Franklin saw Mr. Mole. He had a copy of Dinaroo and the Monster. "Where did you get that book?" asked Franklin. "At the toy shop," said Mr. Mole. "It's for my grandson." "To the toy shop!" shouted Franklin. What do you think they're going to try and do? That's a good prediction. Let's see if your guess is right. Franklin and his friends ran down the street. They ran around the corner. They ran up the next street. They ran and ran until they got to the toy shop. There was a sign in the window. What do you think the sign says? Let's see. all sold out of Dinaroo and the Monster. Everyone groaned. Do you know what groan sounds like? Can you groan? They're sad. Just then, Franklin saw Mrs. Muskrat, and she had a copy of Dinaroo and the Monster. "Where did you get that book?" asked Franklin. "At the library," said Mrs. Muskrat. "It's for my grandson." Oh, what a nice grandma. She went to the library for her grandson. What do you think Franklin and his friends are going to do next? "To the library!" shouted Franklin. Let's see what happens when they get to the library. Franklin and his friends ran up the street. They ran around the corner. They ran down the next street. They ran and ran until they got to the library. "Sorry," said Mrs. Goose. Uh-oh, look at their faces. Do you think they're getting good news or bad news? I think bad news. None of them look happy. "Mrs. Muskrat borrowed my last copy of Dinaroo and the Monster." Everyone groaned. What does that sound like? Show me again. A groan sounds like, they're disappointed. Franklin pulled off his Dinaroo cape. "I'm going home," he said. "Me too," said everyone else. When Franklin got home, his granny was there. "Look what I bought my grandson," she said. She held up Dinaroo and the Monster. "Wow," said Franklin. "Thank you, Granny." There it is. Franklin looks happy now. Franklin put on his Dinaroo cape. He opened his book and read page 1. The phone rang. It was Bear. "Do you want to play?" asked Bear. "No," said Franklin. "My granny gave me Dinaroo and the Monster." "Wow," said Bear. "Can I read it after you?" "Yes," said Franklin. He sat down and read page 2. Well, that's nice of Franklin. He's going to share his book when he's done. There was a knock at the door. All of Franklin's friends were outside. "Are you finished Dinaroo and the Monster yet?" asked Fox. "Can I have it now?" asked Bear. "What's taking you so long?" asked Beaver. His friends are not being very patient. They are very excited to read that book. "How can I read if you won't leave me alone?" Franklin said. He closed the door and sat down. Franklin read page 3. He looked up. His friends were watching him through the window. Franklin looked down. He read page 4. "I can't stand it," shouted Beaver. "You are a slow reader." Franklin pulled the curtains. Why did he pull the curtains? What does that mean? Does it look like he opened them or he closed them? He closed them. Why? His friends are bothering him while he's trying to read the book. They are not being patient. Franklin read page 5 and laughed. He got up and went outside. Guess what happens on page 5, he said. He was going to tell his friends. Don't tell, everyone shouted. You'll ruin the story, said Beaver. Oh, Franklin looked sad. He just wanted to tell them about the funny part, but they want to read it for themselves, right? Franklin went back inside. He could hear his friends playing outside. He opened the door. Are you finished? Asked Beaver. No, said Franklin. I am not finished. I will never finish with all of you bothering me. So please, come in and sit down. Come in and sit down? I wasn't expecting Franklin to say that. I thought he would tell them to go away. What is he planning? Come in and sit down. Everyone went in and sat down. What's going on? Asked Beaver. Oh, good. They're confused, too. I'm confused. What is going on? Welcome to Franklin's Reading Club, said Franklin. I will read Dinaroo and the Monster out loud. Hooray, said everyone. Chapter 1, began Franklin. The monster says boo. Ooh, said everyone. And then no one made another sound until Franklin said the end. I love this book because all of the kids in the book, all the animals, they're children, but you know what I mean. All of the animals love to read. They have a favorite book and they all share that love together. And when one of them got the new book and the others didn't, they problem solved how to share it with everyone without leaving anyone out. That is such a special thing that they did. I love this. Franklin's Reading Club. Your assignment today looks a little different because grown-ups, I am starting to run a little short on paper. A teacher with no paper. You gotta be kidding me. So instead of having all of these writing prompts lying around, I did it on my whiteboard. The blue part is the part, all the blue is what I definitely want on the paper. So set up your paper, it's a little bigger than paper, but set it up like this. What is your favorite book and why? With 2 lines and then a big illustration box. The black writing is optional. Your child should be working on restating the question. What is your favorite book and why? Kiddos, I want you to restate this right now. What is your favorite book? My favorite book is, and then answer. So, the black writing is just the restate. My favorite book is allergies. Woo-wee. My favorite book is blank. Remember, and why means you have to have that special word. Because. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. My favorite book is blank because blank. And then draw a picture of it. I can give you my answer without writing. What is your favorite book and why? You know what? I'm not going to give you my favorite book, and I'm not going to tell you why. Because usually great minds think alike in our class, grown-ups. And when I share my answer, I get a lot of the same answer back at me. Even if it's like a grown-up book that they've never seen before, that's their answer. So, kiddos, I will write my answer and send it to your grown-ups to read to you after you finish yours. Miss H will also send hers. Okay? What is your favorite book and why? Don't just say because I like it. I know you like it. That's why it's your favorite. Why do you like it? What do you like about it? You could say because I like the pictures. I like how Franklin helped his friends. I like it because it's silly and it makes me laugh. I like it because I can read it all by myself. All different reasons, not just because I like it. That doesn't tell me why. I know you like it. It's your favorite. Tell me why you like it. Okay? Grown-ups, you know how to reach me if you need any help. Goodbye, boys and girls and grown-ups. I love you, and I will be back on here soon.